Liverpool have just embarrassed Manchester United, Erik Ten Hag, and all of our fans 7-0 at Anfield. Words cannot describe the shower of shit performance that I've just witnessed in the second half of that game. And I want to apologize to you guys, my viewers, in advance, because there's not that much I can analyze from a tactical perspective about that game. I'm going to try and speak from the heart as a United fan, and I hope you guys connect with what I have to say. And before I launch into that United performance in this game, I want to give Liverpool their flowers for the first few seconds here because they deserve this win and the scoreline. In fact, they could have probably scored 8, 9, or 10 goals today because they understood the occasion. They were first to every ball. They were first to every second ball. They pressed the life out of United, even in that first half, and they gave their crowd enough to make this game harder and harder on the United players in that second half. And full credit goes to the Liverpool players, Jurgen Klopp, and Liverpool fans because you've just had the night of your life watching that game. And after a difficult season, I cannot believe what I've seen from United. I honestly cannot. That was a hard one to take as a United fan. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. 33,307 days. 33,307 days it has been since United lost 7-0 in a professional game, which was a 7-0 loss to Wolverhampton Wanderers on Boxing Day in 1931. This is the worst result of my lifetime, my dad's lifetime, and my granddad's lifetime. Forget winning the quadruple, these players don't deserve to win their wages for the next 6 months. Absolutely shambolic performance from all 11 players on the pitch, and there's only a few that go away with any sort of credit at all, and that's Diogo Dalot because he was left for dead by Antony the entire game, and David De Gea because what the hell is he supposed to do when he's got 9 to 10 amateur players in front of him against a professional team? You know, after the 4-0, 5-0 losses to Liverpool last season, I didn't think I could experience a worse moment as a United fan, and here we are, a season later, getting beat by 7 goals at Anfield. I made some notes about some good things I saw in the first half, so let's go through them, right? In the 10th minute, Antony had a shot on the edge of the box while we were attacking with 6 players. And I thought to myself, wow, we're really going for it here. I couldn't remember the last time we had 4 players in the box with Antony on the edge of it and Dalot overlapping Antony, so attacking with 6. And I thought, that's how a club like ours should be attacking. This is United of old. This is where we should be. In the 18th and 35th minute, I saw Shaw follow Salah into midfield and tackle him and win the ball back for United. I also saw Weghorst mark Fabinho off the ball on several occasions in those first 40 minutes. And I thought to myself again, wow, Ten Hag has a plan for marking key players man for man to take them out of the game and make it really difficult for Liverpool. I even saw Martinez absolutely bully Salah on several occasions and took real pride in it. I was like, yay, you know, let's go, let's get at them. But what did it get us? Absolutely nothing. We created some chances, yes, don't get me wrong. Bruno had that header that went wide off the post. Rashford had a ball in behind from Luke Shaw that he tried to shoot first time, but he messed it up. It was a lot of nearlies and, you know, if, buts, and maybes, but we didn't really create that clear-cut chance where we were like, yes, we're back in it, or we're going 1-0 up ahead. There was that Casemiro header that was offside, obviously. I just felt like there was a sense of doom building up because we've come against so many challenges. We've played so many games this season, every 3 days, and every time we've gone a goal down or looked like we were about to lose again in that Leicester game, in that West Ham game, in the FA Cup, we've come back to win the game. And I was like, this doesn't really seem right. There's something building up here. And that's exactly what happened. In the last 5 minutes of the first half, United made one big mistake that just started our absolute downfall in this game. And that's the string of defensive mistakes from 3 players. We start with Alisson getting on the ball outside his box. And notice how Antony's just kind of marking this space here. And Fred is trying to potentially block off a passing lane near Henderson in this area. So that means Hakpo and Robertson are being dealt off screen by just Diogo Dalot. As the ball comes into Robertson, Dalot is trying to close him off, which is what you'd expect him to do in this area here. But look at how Fred and Antony have put no pressure on Hakpo. Hakpo's already in behind Fred, and he has a clear run through in behind Dalot, which puts United in a really dangerous defensive position. And I guarantee you, Ten Hag will highlight this goal more than any other goal because this is where the downfall started. You can't make big mistakes like this in big games like this. Robertson then decides to run infield, so Dalot is obviously going to go with him, but Fred is still not tighten up on Hackbo in this area. And Anthony is just absolutely watching the show. Ideally, as a coach, as a fan who deeply cares about this team, you would expect him to at least pressure Henderson in this area so that Robertson has one last pass to make, or he can double back and try to get onto Hackbo and help out his teammate Fred to defend this guy. But he's just sitting here watching, and that's absolutely unacceptable for me. Like, you might as well give this man some tickets in the stands, because he's had as much impact in this play as any United or Liverpool fan watching at Anfield. As we play along, Robertson moves infield, stops and turns, and still no pressure from Anthony to get into this area and block off the pass towards Hackbo. Because I understand that Robertson eventually makes this pass in between Fred and Varane to get Hackbo in behind. But if Anthony pressures in this area or gets closer to Robertson, then Robertson has to think twice before making a pass anywhere that he's facing. He probably turns around and passes this off to Henderson. So Anthony, I'm very upset with him, because this isn't the only goal he made this mistake for. But anyways, going back to my point, Robertson ends up delaying the pass a second longer and plays a straight pass through. And what that delay does, it puts doubt in Fred's mind about his positioning, because he thinks, okay, maybe I should go close off Hackbo because Robertson's going to play that pass there and he can get an interception. So he's caught in two minds, and he vacates his position from here and allows a clear line through for Robertson to pass it. And now Hackbo obviously gets on the ball at the edge of the box, and every day of the week, a left winger who is right-footed wants to cut onto his right foot and curl it past the keeper into the far corner. Fred knows this, Varane knows this, all the coaching staff at United know this, everybody knows this. Last thing you want him to do is cut inside. You want Varane to show him on the outside, because if he plays a ball with his left foot, there's two more United players that it needs to get through before it gets into the net, and Salah still has a lot to do to score that goal. But obviously, Varane ends up overrunning Hackbo and lets Hackbo come on the inside, and it's an easy finish for a player of his quality to put past De Gea. In fact, I think some of these United players come across as well, so De Gea doesn't even see the ball. He doesn't even attempt to make a save. If you guys haven't picked up on this already, Anthony is the biggest culprit, according to me, in this goal, because he doesn't do enough defensive work. As soon as that happens, there's more pressure on Fred to make a mistake. There's more pressure on Varane to make a mistake. And don't get me wrong, I expect those two players to do more because they are good enough to understand what's going on. So they absolutely don't go blameless here. And after this goal went in, I think United just lost their heads. When I watched it live, I thought, okay, United have gone 1-0 down in the first half several times and come back to win or draw the game. We can probably do it again. But oh my days, what a shite performance we saw in the second half. So let's talk about that. So United came into this game planning to spend most of their time off the ball, because it's Liverpool at Anfield, and regardless of how good or bad their season has been, you have to respect them at home. And Erik Ten Hag went with Weghorst in the 10 to make a nuisance of himself in midfield against Fabinho, and put Rashford against their two center backs to offer runs in behind that would force Liverpool to hold a deeper line against us. But I'm sorry, none of his tactics worked today. And that's because of this matchup right here. Trent had an absolute field day against Bruno at right back. I'm being very honest, Trent Alexander-Arnold will be begging Jurgen Klopp and the Premier League to play against Bruno every day of the week, because he will look like the best right back in the world again. For this plan to work, Bruno needed to pick up in the ball in deeper areas and have Rashford run in behind, but the Liverpool press in the first half was good enough that our play kept breaking down in possession. It was basically a basketball match. Neither team was able to get proper control over the game. I think United had 70% pass accuracy at the end of halftime, and Liverpool had 79%. So neither team was actually able to control the possession, right? Even though Liverpool had slightly more in the first half. And I'm not really upset at Ten Hag for trying this as a game plan, right? You can come into games and you can have the perfect game plan and things can work to your favor. But I'm upset because it was clear as day that this setup was not working in the first half. We were 1-0 down at halftime, and I think just once Rashford was able to get in behind these two. I think it was from a Luke Shaw cross from this area here. Why not change it? Why not change it at halftime? We've seen Ten Hag do this time and time again this season, where the first half has been a poor performance. He's made one change in the second half, and it's all worked to our favor. He needed to put Weghorst back into the 9 spot, get Rashford one-on-one against Trent on the left wing, and put Bruno through the middle. Even better, he should have just dropped Antony, because I just felt it. Like, this was a game where he was not going to work hard enough. And I saw evidence of that in the first half, like I showed you guys in that clip. Just drop Antony, put Bruno on the right, and put someone else in the hole. Bring Sabitzer on if you will. But definitely not keep the same team and go into the second half. And after the game, Erik Ten Hag said, "We didn't stick to the plan, we didn't play as a team, it was 11 individuals." He also said, "We didn't make runs, we didn't track back, it was unprofessional." He used the word unprofessional 3 times in his post-match press conference, or his post-match conversation with Jeff Shreves. And I agree with him, but as much credit as Ten Hag deserves for how well we've been in the last 3 months, today he just got his tactics wrong. And without over-egging the pudding, I am upset, but it is just 3 points. It is one game, but that one hurts, man. As a United fan, that one hurts. And the players don't get to walk away from this blameless. Far from it. Bruno, Antony, Rashford were absolutely terrible on the ball today. The amount of times we just conceded a goal, went up the other end, tried to attack, but lost the ball at the edge of their box and then conceded again from that same play was absolutely comical. I was watching the game. I think my stream was delayed by 2 or 3 minutes, and I was checking the score on FOTMob, which is an app I used to get my stats. And every time before the goal had actually been conceded, I refreshed my screen on my phone and we had conceded another one. And then I had to wait in anticipation for 2 minutes to watch that goal go in. It was absolute torture. It would be one thing if this was the first time this team had been battered, but we've seen this so many times over the last few seasons. Where is your pride? As a team, where is your pride? And back to Ten Hag now, because he brought on McTominay for Fred in the 64th minute when we were 3-0 down, as if to say, "That's it, Fred, you've had enough." But we conceded 4 more after that. McTominay was as useful in midfield as Antony was on the wing. He got a yellow card with a tackle and, let's go as a United player. But nothing else. And you guys can tell I'm pissed off, obviously, and I can keep this going for hours and hours, but I'm going to leave it there. The only positives from this situation are that it is one game and we lost just 3 points. So one can only hope that we can bounce back from this as a team and beat Real Betis in midweek and beat Southampton on the weekend. I never thought we were in the title race in the first place. You can go check my videos, go check the comments on the channel. But I am a little worried now about the top 4 race after this result, the impact it can have mentally on our players. Get in the comments below with how many kilometers you think Ten Hag is going to make these lot run tomorrow, because it better be some sort of ultra marathon. Thank you guys for watching. Apologies for the ranting, and I'll see you next time.